right, welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. You're still watching Hashtag, which is why in the morning now. In this segment right now with our guest who is live with us in studio, we're going to delve into his journey from trials and triumphs in the tours and travels company and how he grew up and scaled from just being a mere photographer to opening a tours and travels company as well as a studio alongside many other things he's doing in the, let's say, specifically promoting our Kenyan tours and travels industry. How is he also using technology to advance storytelling from his background as a personality who actually studied tourism and so much more. You can now also mention in names like Ashu Speed, who actually just came to Kenya, and now Kenya is on the map. How is technology actually being used to do storytelling in the wildlife side and so much more? Joining us live in studio once again, like I've said, you're speaking to Peter Njoroge Mburu. He's a tour operator and also a photographer. Great to meet you, Peter.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, karibu sana. So let's start off maybe from your background a little bit. So where did it begin? Because you tried to share a little bit of it off the air from the photography aspect. Let's maybe begin from uni, what you studied in college and then becoming a photographer, and then everything else just magically unfolded. Yeah.
Sure, but let me first of all start by saying thank you very much for hosting me.
Yep.
It's a pleasure to be here. So from my education background, I did diploma in travel, tourism and business studies back in 2018. That's when I started. Finished in 2021.
Yeah.
And it was quite a journey. And upon finishing, it was that time when Corona had hit very hard.
Yeah.
And we had to now start looking for attachment all over.
Yeah.
And it was quite a lot.
Yeah.
Because you see, most travel companies were telling you we are sending away our own employees and there's no way we are going to give you opportunities.
Yeah.
And you see, during that time, the graduation from our college was due, and I had now to find ways to do the attachment so that I can be able to graduate.
Yeah.
And
this is diploma in
yes, diploma in travel, tourism and business studies.
Tourism and business studies.
Yes. So I used to love doing photography just for fun.
Yeah.
And I saw a gap in the tourism industry that I felt it was very necessary for me to fill. And that's when I now started getting back to them with a proposal, not just asking for attachment, but giving them something that I thought they didn't have. So I started with this proposal whereby I asked them for an attachment opportunity, but in return, I would offer them free photography for their marketing purposes. And also the clients who they were taking to different destinations would have pictures to show their experience. And surprisingly, all the companies that I had called to ask for the attachment opportunity, the first company that I now called with this proposal gave me the job. Yeah,
that was in 2022. So you end up becoming a photographer.
Yes. Now I started as a travel photographer.
Travel photographer.
Yes. So the first trip we went to Samburu National Park, and it was nice. I first of all got surprised because you see, they always say what you learn in class and what you learn in the field is totally different. But the trip was good because you see, I used to give my clients a deadline of, say, 48 hours. After the trip, after 48 hours, I would deliver all the pictures.
Yeah.
And you see, the trip was happening between Friday to Sunday. And then I managed to edit and send all the pictures to the clients by Monday evening. And the clients were really happy because you see, you get added to those WhatsApp groups, so you would see all the feedback that the clients are giving.
Yeah.
And I think I saw an opportunity, and I decided now to market myself as a photographer first,
right?
So that I could get roots and get to know more about the tourism industry. The owner of the company was really happy and decided to give me a chance to travel to Masai Mara on another trip that they were having.
Right.
And using that as a platform made me diversify as a photographer. From now a travel photographer to corporate photography to events photography into real estate. So
and actually, I think maybe you're mentioning as well some of the types of photography. Maybe are there like specific trainings that you really have to venture into? Because when you're focusing on an area such as wildlife, it means that you're a professional in it, and for you, you studied tours and travels. So like, are there like any other profiles of photography, or it's specifically those that you are exposed to?
You see, I did tourism, but now getting into photography, I had to find ways to learn how to do photography, because photography is really wide. You need to know what equipments to use on which type of event exactly. So I just had to use YouTube, because you see, at that time I didn't have again the funds to go back to school and now start learning.
University of YouTube.
Exactly.
Okay.
So.
And you perfected your skill.
Yeah, I had to perfect my skills on YouTube.
Right.
And surprisingly, when you want to do something, you will find ways to perfect in it.
Yeah, absolutely. So now you become a wildlife photographer. So what areas are you shining the light on in the wildlife sector as a photographer?
My main aim was storytelling and giving people an experience. You see, when people travel to different places, they want to see pictures of how the experience was. So that is where my main focus was. But you see, when you travel, say in the park, you meet, like, you get the experience of the park and you get to see animals. I also started doing wildlife photography, but not as much. I used to take some.
So meaning you're going to game parks and getting to examine the people or the wildlife itself?
You see, when people travel, say they take a trip to Masai Mara, they want to experience the Mara culture, and they also want to see wildlife. So I would focus on storytelling, like giving people the experience.
So in this storytelling aspect, what are you bringing out? Is it the photos that are showcasing the ambience of what was happening in the Masai Mara trip?
Exactly.
Or the animals?
And also the animals.
Right,
so these pictures of the animals, I would print them and sell them as portraits.
All right.
Yes.
So meaning that somebody could pull out at a photography shop and buy a safari trip that had been done by a group of tourists who went there, courtesy of you.
So this is how it used to work. You have a travel company. You're taking your clients for a trip to Masai Mara. You get me as your travel photographer. So I will take pictures for you as a tour operator. The same pictures will be shared to your clients so that they would see how the trip was. But at the same time, I would keep pictures for myself for all the pictures I took of the wildlife. So I would edit them, send them maybe to friends, and then they would buy them, and I would print some of them and maybe sell to my friends.
Right, and you'd make money actually through that.
Yeah.
And then it unfolded to a point now you're scaling, and you started in 2022, but your tours and travels company began last year.
Yes.
Yeah, so it started off with, first of all, it's Art Sage Safaris, and then studios. So what happened in between? These magical breakthroughs are fantastic.
Actually, Art Sage came to life like 2 years ago. Not even actually 2 years ago. Art Sage Safaris and Art Sage Studios came to life like less than 9 months ago. Because when I started doing photography, I didn't have a brand. I was just a photographer. So people had nicknamed me Peter Kings. So you see, during that time, I'm not really focused on brand. I just want to get money. I was just trying to get something.
You're just hustling to get through your day.
I'm just hustling. I don't know the business part of it. So I started using my nickname as the photography brand, and that was Peter King's Photography. So I worked under Peter King's Photography for a while, but you see, interacting with different people makes you understand, makes you get to see a bigger picture of not just taking pictures. It can be a business. And there's no way you're going to approach a corporate brand with Peter King's photography.
Yeah.
You need to come up with a brand that can be able to speak for yourself without having a name attached to it.
Yeah.
So I changed now from my nickname and changed the name to Sage Studios.
Does it mean something?
Yeah. The name Sage is a special name for me because I always have this idea of creating a family business. And Sage is a combination of both my mom and my dad. It's, say, a legacy name for both of them.
Okay.
Because I lost both my parents, and it's something that reminds me of them. So Sage, S-A stands for Sarah, and G-E stands for George. So
interesting.
Yeah. So I put up the pages using Sage Studios because now I had not launched Sage Safari at Sage Safaris.
Yeah.
But you see now something happens, which should be a lesson to maybe young people who want to start a company. Don't just put a name online when you have not registered it first.
Yeah.
Because
so what happened?
I put up Sage Safaris, Sage Studios online, and people knew Sage Studios. But when I went now to register the company, I found Sage had already been registered.
Somebody else's name already?
But I couldn't find it online. But when I went to register this name, I found out that the name had already been registered. So
still somebody who was running a similar business or something else?
I couldn't really find anything online about
the registered business.
The registered business. You see, I don't know, but the name was registered, and
so you had to change and register a different name.
Exactly. So now, because I didn't want to lose, I did not want to lose the brand. I did not want to lose Sage. So that's when I really had to take time and think what I'm going to do to maintain the name. And that is where I came up with Art Sage.
Yeah.
So I changed.
So you added in.
I added the ART before Sage, so it became Art Sage Studios.
Yeah. So this is 9 months ago. Now you have a studios and then safaris, but it was photography first and then to a photography studio.
Yeah.
So and then now the safaris part.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what is happening in the Art Sage Studios?
In Art Sage Studios, so we now diversified from travel photography to events. We got to corporate events. We got to real estate. Because you see, when you work for travel companies, you get to meet different people with different ideas.
Yes.
It's like a free marketing space. And I took advantage of that. Meeting different people. I would take pictures of them when they were on their safari. These are people who own companies. These are people who work in different companies. You see, they get to ask, what more can you do?
Yeah.
So if people have events, they would call me.
Yeah. So what type of events did you start with?
I started with, say, birthday parties. I started with baby showers. I started with, say, you have...
weddings?
Yeah. I got into weddings now later.
Funerals?
Exactly. So we also do live streaming services for funerals. Say you have an event and you have people in diaspora, you want them to see what is happening. So we also do live streaming services. I know you might be asking yourself, this can be quite a lot because photography equipments can be very
expensive. That one I know 1,000%. There's no photography equipment that's cheap.
So what you do...
But you had yours now, or you had to hire. Yeah.
I had one.
When you have a studio, meaning that it has equipment and it had studio equipment. Yeah.
I had one camera, which...
A Nikon, a Sony?
No, I'm a Canon photographer.
Canon, yeah, Canon. Yeah. Canon is perfect, yeah.
But I started with a Nikon. A friend of mine from the UK brought me one.
Yeah. Look, you had friends, you know.
Yeah, sure. It's really important to keep good friends
Networks,
around.
You know. Yeah. Yeah.
I used it for a while, but it got to a place where it got stuck, and I had now to get another one.
Yeah.
So I started with a Canon. I started now professionally with a Canon camera.
Yeah.
And
so in studio, what's happening? And where the studio is located?
The studio is located at Kahawa, at Kahawa Skari. So we basically do photography.
Now, pure photography, come for a photo shoot,
yes,
pose
that
whatever,
is what we do there.
and
but you see,
you get your photos.
We do, personally, I don't stay at the studio much because I'm mostly
you're moving mobile around. You're mobile, okay.
Because I do mostly events, so you see I have to move around.
Yeah.
In like 7 days in a week, I'm out for like 5 days in a week. So I can't stay at the studio much.
Yeah, so but the studio is just there.
The studio is running.
Whenever, there's somebody running it, as well. Meaning that you've employed people, you're an employer.
Yeah,
Look at you. Yeah, and that's a startup for sure.
Yeah,
So how are you coordinating between being mobile, running a studio, and then there's now the tours and travels company? When is it being birthed from the art studio?
Pardon?
How are you birthing the photography studio that results to now a tours and travels company, and how you easily let's say coordinating between being running a studio and then a tours and travels as well, photography?
It can be quite overwhelming, but maybe we can start by my education background.
Okay.
I did diploma in travel, tourism and business studies, so I knew I had to open my own travel company. But you see, photography just came in for me to find a way.
It's actually handy to continue practicing your art.
So what I've been doing all these years is trying to get my own travel company work in a better way.
And it's working.
Yeah. So basically, people start something without having the knowledge of how it's done. So me working as a travel photographer gave me a chance to travel to different parts of the country.
Yeah.
So during this time, I was able to get contacts from almost all over the country.
Yeah.
It helped me get itineraries for different parts of the country. It helped me understand how travel operators work.
Yeah.
Helped me understand the mistakes they make, so that when the time came for me to open my own, I would not repeat the same mistakes. I would do things right.
So you came in with full information,
exactly,
researched in the tours and travels market industry.
Exactly.
And now you unveiled yours.
Yes.
So when is it being unveiled? When was it unveiled, rather? You said it's called
Art Sage
Safaris. Yeah.
Yes. So the company was launched last year on December 7th. We had a trip to Sagana. We took close to 25 clients to Sagana. They had an experience, and that's when now we launched the company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was basically an experience as we launched the company now.
Yeah, so your first clients, where were you? But what exactly goes into a tours and travels company? Because that means it's a whole employer/employee situation going on. Did you source for labor force? Were you the first employee and then you had to get other employees? And how many are you in total so far that are running it? Or so far it's a one-man show at the moment?
No, it can't be a one-man show because you can't, it becomes hard to run two business at the same time
as a one-man show. Yeah.
You're going to mess up something. And you see, a travel company entails a lot.
Yeah.
You're dealing with clients, and these are clients who want value for their money.
Yeah.
So I had to, first of all, look for two people. One, someone to deal with reservations, and someone to deal with inquiries and packages. Because you see, when people call, they say, I want to travel to Masai Mara. Would you give me a package? We are 5 people. We want to travel in a Land Cruiser. And maybe I'm taking pictures. I'm on a shoot somewhere.
Right.
And I don't want this client to go to another travel company. So I had to get someone to deal with that.
Yeah. So what were the items you had to acquire to facilitate this tours and travels company? Because that's a startup anyways.
Exactly. So first of all, you need to register the company.
So you registered it?
Yeah. I registered the company, and again I had to get certification from the travel
government.
Yes, from the government, and also TRA.
Yeah.
So you know you can't operate a travel company without TRA.
Yeah, you started paying taxes.
Exactly.
And then next you're getting cars, Or now
so
working
now,
with hotels and
you
linking
see,
up? Yeah.
it's a very big venture, and and sometimes it becomes challenging to have all the funds together. So what you do, you get contracts with people who own cars.
So you partnered and networked.
Exactly. So during this whole time that I was working as a travel photographer, I was getting contacts of people who own cars. Say people who have Land Cruisers, I would get contacts. People who have vans, I would get contacts. Say we have traveled to Diani, I would get contacts of people who have transfers over there. We have traveled to Wasini Island, I would get people who have boats over there.
Airlines, what about airlines?
That is just very straight. You get to book them online. So that one doesn't have any challenges.
Yeah.
But you also have to get contracts with different hotels.
Yeah. But first it was domestic tourists.
Yes.
And you're still doing domestic?
Yes, we're still doing domestic tourists.
How easy or hard or difficult was it when you first started? Because the company is registered, you said December 7th, or unveiled December 7th.
Yeah. So basically
meaning
the company
you've just
was
been like 3 months into the business.
Exactly.
How is it going? Yeah.
It's good. We've done 3 trips so far. We did
impressive.
Yeah, we did Sagana on the lounge. We also did a Namanga road trip. We did Valentine's edition, a Land Cruiser to Samburu National Park.
Yeah.
For 3 days, 2 night safari, and it was amazing. So I would say we are doing good for a company that started a few months ago.
Yeah.
Having people who have trusted the brand and trusted the company to come and travel with us.
Yeah. Are there like maybe areas that you're solely focused on in terms of providing tours and traveling? Also maybe the packages. What are the packages in store at Sage Safaris?
So at Sage Safaris is focused on staycations. Staycations and game safaris. Yeah. But we are also doing day trip safaris so that we can be able to market our brand, market the company, and try to get as much people to know about the company.
Yeah.
But mostly we are targeting staycations and safaris.
Yeah.
Yeah, and park safaris.
Yeah.
That is where we really want to focus more on. Yeah.
So at the moment you are only 2 or 3 or there's more coming on board? Yeah.
I have 3.
On the tour staff.
We have a team of 3. So myself, I have someone who deals with
inquiries and
also have someone who manages the social media.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I was actually going to ask you how you're using tech to advance your practice, but we'll get to that. So your clientele, who are they?
Our clientele are from the age of 25 to 55.
Yeah.
So we are not limiting our target market to any age gap.
Yeah, diversifying it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
We are just trying to make everyone be able to have an experience at an affordable price, because you see, when you're able to integrate different suppliers in the travel industry, you come up with packages that are affordable. And you see, people used to think that traveling is for the rich people. Yeah. But you see, when you have packages that are quite pocket friendly and they are fun, people, even the young people, are getting to travel these days.
Yeah, Gen Zs love traveling.
Exactly.
Actually, traveling is a job. I don't know if you've seen, there's like an outburst of young people who are just like, they're on a yacht in, I don't know, another country, another week they're in another country, another week they're in Masai Mara. Yeah. Even white influencers from other countries are coming here and documenting everything. Yeah. And we'll talk about how iShowSpeed actually gave it now a different face of doing it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kenya at the moment, we are at a place where we can really grow in terms of travel and tourism, because we have a lot to showcase. Yeah. Our culture is very rich. Our country is very rich. We have a lot to show.
Right.
And even the internet has made it very easy for us to travel and get to have information about different places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you getting your clients, now that you mentioned social media? So are there any tools that you put in place that I'd say, are tapping and striking clients and magnetically welcoming them into your franchise?
So at the moment, we are working with our market has been the clients who we have been having for the longest time from ArtStage Studios.
Yeah, like,
but you see, we
you'd
can't
select from referrals,
exactly.
networks,
So we are
friendships.
mostly working on the clients we've had from our ArtStage Studios.
Previous,
and
engagements.
the word of mouth is really bringing the company to life. But you see, you cannot really survive on them alone. So you need to diversify and get to
market and brand it online.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how have you branded yourself online and used social media to tap into clientele?
Now we've had to open pages first. That is TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and also we have a website coming up.
Okay.
But it's almost ready. It's artsagesafaris.com. On Instagram, we are artsagesafaris. On Facebook, ArtStage Safaris.
You'll say it, no worries. You'll say it at the end. Yeah, so just get everything and the contact. Yeah.
Yes.
So you're now on social media.
Yeah, we are on social media.
What are the? I followed your Instagram. I think around 15 minutes before you came. You have a lot of posts on social media, but that's for the photography platform. So you're still using the same as well to coordinate with your tours and travels?
I also have. You see, the ArtStage Safaris and ArtStage Studios are two different companies.
Yeah.
So ArtStage Safaris has its own page aside. Yeah. So all the travel documentation is done on ArtStage Safaris.
Yeah. So how are you communicating with your clients online? Do you do like direct DMs? Are you using hashtags? Are you using the algorithm ads and whatnot? Are you sponsoring posts, boosting?
Yeah,
or it's just organic
we are trying
to make it
doing
visible.
That. Yeah. We are trying doing that. We're trying to promote ads. Like right now, we have a trip to the Great Safari Rally. So we try.
Yeah, but when is it coming up? When is it? Is it 2 months from now?
Not really. It's supposed to happen this month.
This month?
Yes.
In Naivasha still?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
He's supposed even to join us on the 15th.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, so basically we do ads on TikTok. That's where we are marketing ourselves at the moment. But we also do direct DMs. We have WhatsApp groups. We also do emails. If you want to get to us, we have email that you can get to reserve or say get bookings. And yeah, that's basically it.
It's interesting. I'm remembering something. I think I had watched it on CNN. There was a debate where they were talking about how we market wildlife in Africa and tourism at large. And the stat said South Africa is the most marketed, a country in terms of promoting tourism in its country. And maybe let me zero it down to you. As a tours and travels company, how do you market your services? What specifically goes into that ad on Instagram or X? If you were to look at it in terms of a photograph or a graphic, so to say, in summary, like a graphic visibility of it or post on social. Yeah.
So basically what we do, we come up with posters. Posters that has all the information about particular trips.
Okay.
So basically you would have a poster that shows a trip, say, to Mara, and the prices and what the pricing entails, the number of days. So you see, when someone views a poster, they are able to tell exactly, they are able to see what they are going to experience during this whole trip. Okay. So it becomes easier for them to get and get to book the experience from you. Yeah.
Right. Also, let me ask you maybe, what is the striking part about this ad? Because the ads we traditionally see on TV is just and lions running, a photo of this and that, maybe, or like when you look at Magical Kenya. But then let me just give credit. Magical Kenya has been fantastically put on the map since Asher Speed was here.
Yeah.
I absolutely, totally believe there's more that needs to be done in terms of the items that go into that ad that's being marketed, either voice format or now voice format. Yeah. So for specifically your company, tours and travels. What's in there? What's the most striking part? Like, if I watch or I land on that ad post on IG, what's likely to catch my attention really? Because it's just prices, destination, food, and that's it.
Basically selling an experience. People want to feel the experience before they even get there. So we have videos and voiceover. We have videos and voiceover at the background. So you can actually be able to explain to the client what they are seeing on the video. Yeah. And this helps when you have maybe say travel to these different destinations.
Right.
So you're actually explaining something that you have experienced yourself.
Yeah.
So it also gives you confidence to convince a client to book for that particular experience.
Yeah. I'm remembering there's an ad on CNN, but they usually do like diverse, where they showcase South Africa, and the way the first drone shot appears and then like the transition to the next, it's serendipity. Like it's so inviting and striking to a point you're just like, if that's Hong Kong, then I want to go there.
Exactly.
So in a photography perspective, how do you put up all these visuals that lead to this ad? Are there maybe twists and tweaks that you're adding?
You see, as a photographer, it gives us a plus into the marketing industry when we try to market our brand, because we have the equipment that helps us market our packages and our trips. So we would use drone shots. We would also use videos of trips we have had before, which helps us market the trip that maybe we are selling, and also the upcoming trips that we have. Yeah.
I can see right on screen we have photos of part of some of your projects that are over there. You're standing in the middle of the road. Where was that?
That was in Samburu. Yeah, that was the Samburu Valentine edition. Yeah.
Right, just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that's Mount Ololokwe. I don't know if you've been there before.
I've not been there.
Yeah. Sure. All right.
Those are some of the areas you took your clients to?
Yeah, we have also been to Malindi. I think you can see some of the pictures, some of the videos there. We took some clients to Malindi, and I know some of them, there are some familiar faces over there.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you maybe how much, let's say, is the most affordable package?
Depends with the experience.
Yeah.
Because you see, for a trip like Malindi would cost you close to 22 to 25,000. This
22 to 25,000.
Per person sharing.
You said it's a staycation. So that's how many days?
So basically, this is what we try to do. We try to bring a package that is going to, like, if you want to travel to Malindi, I give you an experience in Malindi at an affordable price. This is how we do it. We have agreements with people who own B&Bs in Malindi, or hotels in Malindi. So we get their rates. We also have people who have cars in Malindi. We get their rates. So having a package like this helps us book you an SGR from here to Mombasa. When you get to Mombasa, we have our transfer car, waiting for you there to take you to the villa. When you get to the villa, we have chefs in Malindi. You'll find your breakfast ready. Then you relax. You go to the beach. Day 2, we have a full day trip.
So this is SGR, an airline involved, or it's
so depends with what the client prefer.
Safari car.
So for a package of around 22 to 25,000. Yeah, would include a return transfer using SGR, round transfer in Malindi, attractions and entry fees in Malindi.
And then it also caters for your accommodation still in there. So this is for how many days now?
3 days, 2 nights.
That's quite affordable.
Exactly.
I'd say. Quite affordable. I'd say if you're seriously into staycations.
Exactly. So, but you see, that again becomes easier if you travel as a group. The more the numbers The more you have a bigger number, the more the price becomes a little bit
If I go
cheaper.
alone, now, if I like being alone and I want to go alone and take this package,
now
will
the
it
price
be less of the experience?
Not really. It's not supposed to be less of an experience. But you see, when you're traveling alone, the price might just be a little bit high.
Why?
Because let me give you an example. When you get to Mombasa and you need to travel to the villa, the type of vehicle that you'll use on your own is not the same that will be used when you're traveling as a group.
Okay.
You understand? And when you're using
Which
a bigger
is okay,
car,
you know.
and when you're using a bigger car, you get to share the cost of the car.
All this cost sharing now.
Yes. So when you put...
But where is this 22K not caring for?
Because you see, one of the reasons why you
too.
might decide to travel alone is because you just want a solo trip.
Yeah.
That means you'll have to get your own transfer.
Oh, so the company does not do solo transfers?
We do solo transfers.
But then you have to pay for that?
Just a little bit. Yeah. The price can be a difference of just 2,000.
For convenience?
Yes, for your own convenience.
I get the convenience part, yeah.
Yes.
But I thought you can just be alone in the tours, safaris, van. Why not? Anyways, yeah. But for I'm seeing it from a convenience part. Yeah. I'm seeing it from a convenience eye. Yeah.
If you want to have a solo trip, then there's going to be just a slight increment in the price for your convenience, because we are going to get you a chef that is going to come and serve you just by yourself. You know?
Yeah. So you'd advise group safaris are really best experiences
for people who are traveling on a budget.
Yeah.
Group safari will be ideal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is the most affordable package. That is the highest. What is the highest?
That is the most affordable package.
22 to 25.
22 to 25.
That you're currently offering right now.
Yes. Yeah.
So the 22 to 25. Then the next one, is this like a medium or now a premium?
No, that is just a medium.
Like a medium package.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But we have different packages from say 35,000 to even 70,000. Now that one comes in if you want to go to a hotel and have full board meals, you want to have experience, you want to do a senior island, you want to not to stay for 2 nights, you want to stay for say 5 nights. Yeah. Okay. So we curate travel itinerary according to the preference of the client.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd say most Kenyans are actually traveling right now.
Yeah. Kenyans are traveling.
And people have money out here, by the way. Story hakuna pesa, it's individual. People are traveling. You could think watu wanalia shida sijui wapi, but look online. Young people are documenting all these things. And speaking of documentation, you saw when Y254 jetted into Kenya, it was a whole event. In fact, you know, he's actually going to places and streaming it live on stream for the whole entire world to see. Yeah. And I was actually reading a report, and I think as well, Cabinet Secretary Tourism, that is Rebecca Miano, Rebecca Miano said since Y254 came, the Kenyan tourism and wildlife industry has received massive, tremendous progress in terms of the bookings, the conversations online, some of the areas that he shined the light on, including, you'd say, the hospitality industry. Things are just now shooting up. When you look at how technology is being used to do storytelling in the tours and travels industry, including hospitality as well, maybe what are some of the areas that you've seen as a professional or an industry player that need to be given a facelift or needed to be adjusted more so that the world continues to see, we market it more, and other areas as well that maybe are not being touched as a professional, that if you got a chance to be on that Tourism Magical Kenya board, you'd say this and this and this needs to be adjusted so that we get more coming in?
I think I would start by commending the government for what they are doing, but we just have one issue when it comes to say licensing. It's becoming quite hectic as a startup to register a company. Yeah. Because you see, like when I was starting the company, the registration for TRA was around 9,000, and then now when we had to renew, the price shoot for like from 9,000 to 21,000. Yeah. So you see,
that's just renewing.
That's just renewing the license.
Okay.
You see, this sometimes the policies makes it hard for the business to run. If they can have say nice policies that helps us serve the clients better, it makes these trips becomes cheaper and affordable for people to kind of travel. Yeah. But I think basically we are growing well as a country, and we have a lot of potential in the travel industry.
Yeah. So what areas would you say need to be shined the light on? Like, as well, 'cause I personally believe what Aisha Speed showcased is not enough anyways.
Yeah.
Because he was, but yeah, he showcased the best areas, I'd say, but it's not enough, because that was an international IRL. Aisha Speed is famous a lot in the United States and overseas. You know?
Yeah.
So what areas, if you are told maybe you are to be part of that itinerary, you'd say, again, at least pia huku na huku, because there's more to showcase about tourism and travel and hospitality in our country?
I think you have seen there are really more events that are coming up in terms of culture.
Yeah.
We need to sell our culture more. Because there's this notion that say the whites have of how Africa looks like. But the African culture is very rich.
Right.
So I would say it's very important for us to showcase more on our culture, because you see, it's not just about showing what is happening in the Maasai community. We have also other communities.
It has been over-marketed anyways.
Yeah.
I understand,
it's good.
story,
It's
Lion
really nice.
King and everything.
Yeah, it's really nice. But
do you think it's time we shift to another community too as well?
Not really. Not really, because you see, when you travel to these places, these are the people that you meet there. So I'm just saying that...
Because it's Masai Mara where a lot of tourists go, and I know you've witnessed that as well. Yeah.
But we also have so many places that are giving experience. We also have very beautiful hidden gems that are coming up. You know, we need to take time and market some of these places that have not been put on the map yet.
Yeah, I wish they would have taken him to Mombasa too as well. Yeah.
And show the beach, our
Swahili
Diani
culture,
beach.
I believe.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Our
Diani
beach is really beautiful.
Yes.
The dolphin experience, you know, it's a really nice place to visit.
Historical. It's interesting. So we have to exit. I believe what we've covered is good depth for anyone who is watching. Just tell them where they can get hold of you, and anyone who wants to support you, and maybe what you'll be offering next, like 10 seconds as we exit. This is your camera. Yeah.
All right. So maybe I would start by thanking everyone who has been part of Artseed Studios and Artseed Safaris, and telling you on our upcoming trips, which is we have the great rally happening on the 15th. We have a trip on the 15th. We are taking clients for a day trip to go experience the great safari rally experience. We have the Summer Tides experience coming in, and you can get to book us on all our social media platforms on Artseed Safaris. Contact number is 0798 598 212. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming through and sharing your insights. We'll be speaking to Peter Njoroge Mbugwala. The fact that you use both your names. He's a tour operator and he's also a photographer. He owns a tours and travels company. And I'm definitely sure people will contact you for that. And we wish you all the best. Can't wait to see you continue winning.
Thank you.
Yes. And thank you to you too for watching us from, I can't believe we were here from 7 to 10 a.m. We appreciate you so much. On behalf of Steve, John James, and the rest behind the scenes, we say thank you for watching at Bransac on 1 at Y254 channel. See you tomorrow.